been ranting, I could rant about this for an hour. I really could, and I feel like I sound like pure, proper Tommy Sheridan style ranting here. I really do understand that is the kind of video you're getting. But I can't help it, man. I love football. I love the sport. I love the game. Right, just a straight cut, no bollocks, no editing, nothing. I was convinced I wasn't going to make a video today. I thought I was going to be too hungover. I thought yesterday's result had just depressed me. I got pissed last night. Thought to myself, let's make the best of a worse situation. Had a good drink, nice swally, you know, the usual. Went to sleep, woke up this morning and football was actually died. It's full on dead. The game is gone. I know we throw that saying about like mad nowadays. We throw out the game is gone, seems every weekend. Dodgy VAR calls, the increased modernisation of the game, the introduction of technology being as questionable as anything, you know, it's been thrown about all the time. The game is gone, the game is gone. We hear it all the time, but now the game is absolutely gone. I am sickened. I am absolutely sickened from everything that I've seen today regarding this Super League, and the fact that the possibility of it now happening is pretty much there. It's done, it's a done deal. It looks as though it's happening. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of the clubs who have decided to take the step to go into this. I'm ashamed that it has been backed. I'm just ashamed. It's a sad, sad day for football as I have these flashing lights behind me. Who am I? I'm not a decision maker, but for the fans, for the people who have put blood, sweat and tears on money, hard-earned money into football clubs, to be slapped in the face like this there's not one positive. I'll not have it. Anybody who thinks this is a positive, get your head scanned. Have a look. Read the room. Have a look at the situation that football is now in. You're looking at a European Super League here, which is just going to destroy everything that has been put into, 150 years almost. Football clubs that have been, I think the oldest football club in England's around 150 years old. The work and the effort that's been put in from all these teams and all these players and managers and fans that have came and gone. Lives have, been and went. Everybody who's put in this work to get to football, in their clubs, to the place they are now, to be slapped in the face. And I'm especially ashamed of the British clubs who have taken this step. It's bad enough seeing Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus, all these teams. It's bad enough seeing all these teams going ahead and doing it, but I'm ashamed of these clubs in Britain. What would Bill Shankly think? What would Matt Busby think? What would Jock Stein think of this? Guys who worked hard in the pits and all this, and I know I'm starting to sound a bit of a damn myself and saying all this, and I come on here all the time and I'm on about maybe Celtic Dad saying this and that next thing, but it's absolutely shameful. Clubs, working out of communities that have had the hardest times and fans who have been through the hardest parts of the city and all the rest of it and the toughest times and real working class people to be slapped in the face by elitist organisations for things. I'm absolutely embarrassed. I'm ashamed of Manchester United. They have a banner in the Stretford end, in the Stretford end of their stadium, that says football without the fans is nothing, and they have slapped every single Manchester United season ticket holder in the face. Imagine having the audacity to turn round to a fan from Stretford and demand them to go to Paris for an away game, to go to Milan for an away game, to go to Madrid for an away game. Every away game of the season abroad. Imagine having to ask your fans to do that, all for the apparent positives of a European Super League. I am yet to fucking look at it and see a positive. I'm embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed. I know I'm just ranting. This is why I didn't want to make this video, because I knew it was always going to turn into a bit of a rant. I didn't think I could sit down here and logically explain my thoughts towards a Super League. And now that I'm going, I'm not too bothered. I'm like, I may as well. But it's a sad day for football. I'm happy that UEFA came and put the boot down. FIFA came and put the boot down as well, and I'm happy that there has been a bit of a threat made in terms of, if you take part, you'll never play a Champions League, never play a World Cup, never play in Euros. Players now have a very strong start. Players have got a big chance to turn this around. A massive chance. We'll come on to that. I'm glad that's come out and happened, but the steps have been put in place for this for too long now. And UEFA and FIFA and Sky Sports and all these organisations have all had a major part in this, subliminally as time has went on. The increased funding of pathetic numbers, the increased modernisation of the game, these organisations have ultimately allowed the game to get to this point. I feel like I'm getting epileptic now at this point. I need to turn these lights off. The steps have been kind of taken through the last 10-20 years to lead to this sort of moment. People have had the chance to change things, and it's not changed. Ultimately, organisations like Sky Sports and organisations like UEFA, the governing bodies, have kind of allowed this to happen, I think. And yeah, it's good to see them trying to take a stand against it, and I'm a fan of that, but I just think it's too little too late. And I think that they are part of the issue that has ultimately led us to this point. Players now have a place to stand up. I'm happy, I'm glad that I've seen encouraged fans going at Liverpool today outside the Kop with a banner, Liverpool fans against the Super League. I'm hoping fans continuously speak up, boycotts are taken. I'm embarrassed. I'm a guy who likes Manchester United, and people know that. I'm embarrassed of Manchester United. I'm embarrassed of Liverpool. I'm embarrassed of all these people that own the clubs, and it's proper epitomised the downfall in football. And I'm increasingly worried that people think I sound like a pure old guy here. I'm 21 years old. I feel sorry for the people who have been on this planet longer than me, that have got to watch this sport and appreciate this sport for everything it was for them, just to be torn away. I'm 21, and I feel like it's been torn away from me from seeing stuff like this today. The game is absolutely gone. But I'm glad to see fans going out and making a stand. I'm hoping there will be boycotts. I'm hoping that they'll feel the pinch. Ultimately, they're not going to feel the pinch financially. They're getting, £3.5 billion for just signing up to this league. Now, they have been threatened with £50-60 billion fines. But you're now seeing that, I think, Manchester United and Liverpool pulling out of UEFA competitions. So they can't be sued or something. Pulling out of the licensing, I think. So they can't be sued. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Just so they can avoid the fine. Now, players have a big say in this. If I was a football player at Manchester United, this is integrity, and David put it well on Twitter earlier. Integrity will be questioned over the next few days. Who cares about the money and who cares about the game? And ultimately, the money will talk. There will be players for the money will talk. They won't care. Some players you'll see get £500,000, £600,000 a week by staying at these clubs, because they can now afford that with the money that's been shelled into this. Now, I don't know how sustainable this is for moving on, but of course it's got to bring in mega bucks. It's an NFL type situation. Like you hear an NBA type situation. There will be relentless funding and sponsorship for this. It will be a sustainable league to be in. These teams won't need to worry about financially, but in terms of the fans and the fan support, they will feel the pinch. And I'm hoping players come out and speak now. I'm hoping that the integrity of players prevail. I hope players say, I don't want to be part of this. Players have been growing up their entire lives, and they strive and they hope to play in the best competitions. They hope to play in the Champions League, and they hope to play, and I'm not having this shite that this is the best competition. That's the reason I'm making it. I'm not having it. The image of Billy McNeil lifting the big cup is something that's always inspired me my whole life. Inspired me, and it's inspired many others. People want to replicate that sort of thing. They want to be lifting the big cup, they want to be lifting the World Cup, they want to be lifting, the European Championship trophy. They don't want this. I hope they don't want this, and I'm hoping that we see players' sense prevail. I'm hoping sense prevails over the next few days, and we hope this gets rectified. Now, I'm already feeling, I feel like it's a bit hard to backtrack on everything I've said. If suddenly, we're scrapping it, it's not wanted, we can see that, we're not doing it. I feel like it's hard to backtrack. The intent is there, the letter of intent has been signed, which is embarrassing. And do you know what's even more embarrassing? The clubs who are involved in this. How many European Cups has Spurs won? How many European Cups has Manchester City won? How many European Cups have Arsenal won? All these teams, they're nothing clubs. Not so much Arsenal, City and Spurs, Chelsea. Do me a favour, as Roy Keane says. These clubs, these are the super clubs. You can put as much money as you want into these football clubs. There will never be something like Celtic or Rangers. There will never be something like Ajax. There will never be something like Feyenoord, Borussia Dortmund. These teams, they will never be those teams. Put as much money in as you want. It's embarrassing. Absolutely, the whole thing is a joke, an absolute joke. I'm sick to the back teeth of hearing this, seeing the game being ruined by financial gain. I'm sick to the back teeth, and ultimately that's all they care about now. The guys at the head of these things, all they care about is money. One of the member clubs of this in the English, and I don't think they've revealed who. It sounds very much like it could have been Manchester United. And one of the chairmans, I think it was, came out and says the primary gain, or the primary thing for this football club is to make money and profit. And then the second thing was the good of football. Are you joking? That is a slap in the face. That's a middle finger to every single person who's ever put money into whatever football club that was. Whether it be United, Liverpool, Chelsea, whatever. An absolute slap in the face. If it's Daniel Levy, it's Baldy Napper, oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe they actually came out and said something like that. That financial gain is first. And that is what ultimately the world is we're living in, and we need to realise that. Of course, I understand that, but it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Anyway, I've said my piece. I've been ranting. I could rant about this for an hour. I really could, and I feel like I sound like pure, proper Tommy Sheridan style ranting here. I really do understand that is the kind of video you're getting. But I can't help it, man. I love football. I love the sport. I love the game. And I'm so glad that we're in Scotland and we have a country that understands it. You know, it's not about money, and it's about the fans. It's about the game itself. I'm so happy about that. But then again, it's just, I love football. I love watching all football. I love watching a bit of Italian football, a bit of English football. You know, and that's getting ruined, and you're hearing rumours as well that maybe Bayern Munich, Rasenballsport Leipzig and Dortmund will maybe join as well. Oh, it's honestly, it's saddening, it's sickening. I'm embarrassed. Anyway, that's it. That'll do. Like and subscribe. See you next time.